with Sue Bird coming in, at least this is someone that has been positive on Caitlyn at times. And I think the issue with Sue Bird, though, is she has her hand kind of in so many things. And between with her podcast, where she tries to advocate for the players, but she's also an owner in the league. And now she's got the Team USA thing. And she's got all these connections and relationships she had maintained. But at the end of the day, if it comes down to someone that went to UConn and someone that did not go to UConn, the UConn Mafia is going to stick together until
Team USA may have just created one of the most avoidable and self-inflicted controversies in the history of women's basketball. What should have been a routine preparation period has reportedly turned into a full-scale crisis that could shift the power dynamics of the sport. At the center of it all is Caitlin Clark, widely considered the biggest and most influential name in women's basketball today. According to multiple reports, she has drawn a firm line. If she is forced to give up her iconic number 22 jersey, she is prepared to walk away from the team. This isn't just about a number stitched onto fabric. Clark has worn number 22 since she was a child learning the game. It has become inseparable from her identity, her record-breaking performances, and her rapidly growing global brand. For millions of fans, the number 22 immediately represents her. In sports, jersey numbers carry legacy and symbolism. Just as number 23 is forever linked with Michael Jordan, number 22 has become synonymous with Clark's rise and dominance. Asking her to change it isn't a minor adjustment. It feels, to many supporters, like asking her to step away from a core part of who she is as an athlete. Reports suggest that during training camp preparations, officials informed Clark she would not be allowed to wear her trademark number. Her response was reportedly direct and uncompromising. If she cannot wear 22, she will not attend camp. That firm stance has reportedly left leadership scrambling. Sue Bird, now serving as Team USA's managing director, is said to be working urgently to contain the fallout and prevent the situation from spiraling further. What makes this so explosive is Clark's unprecedented impact on the sport. She has brought millions of new viewers to women's basketball, shattered attendance, and ratings records, and elevated national attention to levels rarely seen before. Her name recognition rivals, and in some cases surpasses, much of the league combined. Losing her, even temporarily, would not just be a roster adjustment, it would be a public relations earthquake. Now the debate is intensifying. Is walking away from the honor of representing your country over a jersey number an overreaction? Or is it a powerful statement about identity, respect, and brand ownership in modern sports? Supporters argue that honoring one's country should come before any personal preference. Others believe that when an organization fails to respect the identity of its most valuable player, the issue goes far beyond a number. Whatever the outcome, this controversy is snowballing by the hour. If not resolved carefully, it could mark a defining moment in how elite athletes assert control over their image and influence within national programs. One thing is certain, this is no small administrative dispute. It's a high-stakes standoff that could reshape conversations about power, branding, and respect in women's basketball for years to come.
Get to training camp yet. We have not even made it to the December 12th Women's USA Basketball training camp yet, and they are already...
Here's the part that makes this entire situation feel almost absurd. The number 22 jersey wasn't even taken. No one else at training camp was wearing it. It was reportedly available, untouched, unused, and sitting there with no conflict attached to it. There was no veteran to honor, no duplicate number issue to resolve, no logistical obstacle forcing a compromise. The organization had a choice, and instead of simply assigning Caitlin Clark her iconic number, they chose to create a problem where none existed. That's what shifts this from a minor administrative decision into something that feels calculated. It doesn't look accidental. It looks intentional, like a power move designed to remind her who's in control. The timing only made it worse. The controversy erupted just days before Team USA's crucial December training camp in North Carolina, an event that was supposed to celebrate the future of American women's basketball. The camp was meant to spotlight rising stars like Paige Buchers and Juju Watkins, showcasing the next generation of talent and reinforcing the country's dominance on the global stage. Instead, what should have been a celebration became overshadowed by a baffling and entirely avoidable controversy. Rather than headlines about unity and excellence, the focus shifted to a dispute over identity and respect. At the core of this issue is something simple but powerful. Clark's number 22 is arguably the most recognizable number in women's sports right now. From casual viewers who just discovered the game to lifelong basketball purists, everyone associates that number with her. It represents her deep shooting range, her elite court vision, her competitive fire, and the record-shattering performances. That turned her into a household name. For millions of fans, 22 isn't just a number. It's a symbol. It's branding, legacy, and identity woven into one. And yet, Team USA reportedly decided she should instead wear number 17, a number with no history tied to her career, no emotional connection, and no brand value. The only defining characteristic of 17 in this context is that it isn't 22. That's why many observers believe this was never about logistics. It was about control. It was about reinforcing the hierarchy and reminding a rapidly rising superstar that the organization still sets the rules. Clark's reported response, essentially, "Then you can make those rules without me," was seen by supporters as a powerful counterstatement. What intensifies the situation even further is the broader context. Not long ago, Clark was left off the Olympic roster despite being the biggest name in women's basketball and a proven ratings magnet. That decision alone sparked widespread debate about whether leadership fully understood the cultural moment surrounding her rise. Now, when you combine that Olympic omission with this reported jersey dispute, some fans see a pattern rather than isolated incidents. To them, it feels like an effort, intentional or not, to minimize her growing influence. Many believe the discomfort stems from just how quickly Clark's power has expanded. She has driven record-breaking television ratings, packed arenas, attracted new sponsorships, and brought unprecedented mainstream attention to the women's game. In many ways, her brand has grown so large that it feels bigger than any single league or program. And, historically, powerful institutions don't always adjust smoothly when the balance of influence shifts so dramatically. That leaves Sue Bird, now serving in a leadership role, in an extremely difficult position. As managing director, she is responsible for shaping the future of the national program and managing elite-level relationships. Instead of focusing on strategy, development, and international competition, she now finds herself navigating a public relations storm that threatens to overshadow everything else. Reports suggest frustration and urgency behind the scenes as officials search for a resolution that won't further damage trust or public perception. The reality Team USA may be confronting is this. In this particular standoff, Clark appears to hold significant leverage. She doesn't need Team USA to validate her legacy. She already cemented it with historic performances at Iowa and by transforming visibility and ratings in the professional game. She has expanded the audience, drawn new sponsors, and elevated cultural relevance in ways few athletes ever manage. So the central question becomes unavoidable. What does she truly gain by compromising a core piece of her brand identity to participate in a program that, from the outside, seems hesitant to fully embrace her impact? That's why this controversy feels bigger than a jersey. It's about identity, power, branding, and respect in modern sports, and how organizations adapt when a generational star changes the equation faster than anyone expected.